No flex. Zone.
No flex. I fucking hate these nerds who don't stop talking to us.
Who?
It is them, dude. They're playing it off of Virtus.Pro.
Oh, sit the fuck down, noob.
I should have brought a Virtus.Pro, dude. I'm bringing one tomorrow.
We should just steal the iHome.
The iHome, dude. I'll take it. I swear.
Dude, my USP feels so on point right now, dude.
My dick feels so on point right.
What the fuck?
Who's doing the coin toss?
My
Me.
dad.
I never lose them. It's like it's automatic through the client.
Paper. Choose paper.
On the real though, I had Thorin take a picture with me and then tweet to follow me. So incoming 80,000 followers. Good luck, y'all.
Nobody likes Thorin.
Doesn't matter. He has 84,000 followers.
Wait, oh, he actually put you up?
Oh yeah, he's gonna put it up in a few. And he's asking people to follow the legend. So
Damn.
incoming 80K followers, boys.
And then
I'm
you can
about to
shout
pass
my name
y'all.
out, right, homie? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I might retweet.
I bet you'll get 1,000 max.
I'll retweet.
I'm
for
still
10.
not even at 1,000, dude. I have like 970.
Sam, quit being negative, okay? I'm getting 80,000 today.
Everyone here will go up 1,000 followers today if we win the map.
I'm unfollowing all of you before he does it.
Dude, we already won this map. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, for real, guys, just play confident, man. That's all.
So we haven't vetoed yet, right?
Nope.
No.
I think
got
they
it
veto
all.
first, so it's good. Oh!
Well, I just want to shit on some Polish people.
I wish I had
Fucking-
in-game sound, but I don't. That's okay though.
Dude, I completely changed my setup from home. I'm feeling good.
Dan, I'm gonna have you be the computer that does the picks and bans.
I knew that was you too.
I'm gonna
dude. I
pick
knew
and
that was
ban
you.
off client. Okay, guys.
That movement on point, homie?
Ricks, aren't you banned from CEVO? How are you?
Probably. Do you want me to?
Get the fucking headshot, bitch.
Hey
Do I
guys,
ban
look
right
to your right. Look to your right. There's snacks, and he has no marijuana in his system right now.
And he's fat.
Very,
Well-
very angry. He's actually on his phone trying to get some. Like,
He's messaging Jordan right now.
he's like,
That's what
"Yo,
he does
bro,
every-
where you at?
He's
homie?
waiting for it. He's waiting for
You
it.
got those addies?"
I'm calling the cops right now.
Can we join the? Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah.
He's actually a really cool guy.
No matter what you say.
Guys, just remember, Neo's as old as me.
There's
Like, we got this.
something about you, girl.
No. The words can't bring me down. Good try.
Can I call you Peter or Stan?
Yeah, Peter's my name.
Yeah, but can I call you it?
You're Stan to me. Call me whatever you want.
Damn.
Heta.
You can
Damn,
call me
homie.
daddy, homie.
Damn, homie.
Daddy, I need you to rotate. Oh god.
Oh, you're gonna give Roka a boner.
Oh, shit. Uh-huh.
No flex. Zone.
No flex. I fucking hate these nerds who don't stop talking to us.
Who?
It is them, dude. They're playing it off of Beatsville.
Oh, sit the fuck down, noob.
I should have brought a Beatsville, dude. I'm bringing one tomorrow.
We should just steal the iHome.
The iHome, dude. I'll take it. I swear.
Dude, my USB feels so on point right now, dude.
My dick feels so on point.
What the fuck?
Who's doing the coin toss?
My
Me.
dad.
I never lose them. It's like it's automatic through the client.
Paper. Choose paper.
On the real though, I had Thorin take a picture with me and then tweet to follow me. So incoming 80,000 followers. Good luck, y'all.
Nobody likes Thorin.
Doesn't matter. He has 84,000 followers.
Wait, oh, he actually put you up?
Oh yeah, he's gonna put it up in a few. And he's asking people to follow the legend. So
Damn.
incoming 80K followers, boys.
And then
I'm
you're
about
gonna
to
shout my
pass
name
y'all.
out, right, homie? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I might retweet.
I bet you'll get 1,000 max.
I'll retweet.
I'm still not even at 1,000, dude. I have like 970.
Sam, quit being negative, okay? I'm getting 80,000 today.
Everyone here will go up 1,000 followers today if we win the map.
I'm unfollowing all of you before he does it.
Dude, we already won this map. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, for real, guys, just play confident, man. That's all.
So we haven't vetoed yet, right?
Nope.
No.
I think
got
they
it
beat
all.
up first, so it's good.
Oh!
Wow, I just want to shit on some Polish people.
I wish I had
Fucking-
in-game sound, but I don't. That's okay though.
Dude, I completely changed my setup from home. I'm feeling good.
Dan, I'm gonna have you be the computer that does the picks and bans.
I knew that was you too.
I'm gonna
dude. I
pick
knew
and
that was
ban
you.
off client. Okay, guys.
That movement on point, homie.
Rix, aren't you banned from CEVO? How are you?
Probably. Do you want me to?
Get the fucking headshot, bitch.
Hey
Don't
guys,
ban
look
right
to your right. Look to your right. There's snacks, and he has no marijuana in his system right now.
And he's fat.
Very,
Well-
very angry. He's actually on his phone trying to get some. Like,
He's messaging Jordan right now.
he's like,
That's what
"Yo,
he does
bro,
every-
where you at?
He's
homie?
waiting for it. He's waiting for
You
it.
got those addies?"
I'm calling the cops right now.
Can we join the... Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
He's actually a really cool guy.
No matter what you say.
Guys, just remember, Neo's as old as me.
There's
Like, we got this.
something about you, girl.
No. The words can't bring me down. Good try.
And Smiths will chime in with one apiece, so Get Right, all that's left is in a 1-on-3. Does get the first, doesn't have that bomb down, does get the second. He looks like he might pull this off. Get Right, the master, oh, he sees him, Get Right, the most unbelievable 1v3 in the absolute pivotal time. Put him down as a result. Smith's still in the back of the side. Kiyoshima there holding B magically, but no, Peter's gonna get another one. And now it's Smith's overwhelmed in the back of sight, and Peter, magical in the magic moment, and he gets a third. Peter, are you absolutely out of your mind? Because I couldn't predict this.
Toodle at 100, Roka with 41, and Scott's got himself a 3K, so the save of that rifle is gigantic. Lex takes him down though. 1-versus-1 battle here. Lex versus Roka. Who's going to come out on top? Lex with less HP, and he gets it with only 4 HP.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the MLG Arena in Columbus, Ohio for CEVO LAN. Dust, it's exciting to be here.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, we've been waiting and prepping and doing online casting, all that leading up until this moment here and now where we finally get to show up to LAN and see what these teams are really made of.
Absolutely. It's always different when you get on LAN. These guys are under pressure. They're under the bright lights, and it's exciting. We're here on the Bravo stream covering what could potentially be a very interesting game. The question is, Dust, can Tempo weather the storm of the Virtus.Pro effect?
Yeah, it's actually really cool to see this match. You know, Tempo Storm being a new team, obviously that brand has been in CS for a bit. Obviously, some of these players were already playing on this team in the past, especially people like Stanislaw, Rix, and Shazam. But they have made some changes after a little crazy shuffle where Rush and Roka join the team. Then Rush leaves, goes back to Elevate. So there's this kind of crazy, you know, mix-up thing going on. They finally solidified a team. They took Automatic after he was dropped from Nylum. And then they did still just secure Roka. So you can take a look there. That is the 5, and that is some of the stats they have been putting up online throughout the Season 7 against the North American teams. And so just kind of talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, you've got the mix-up you mentioned with Roka and Rush coming in from Elevate and Automatic. I spoke with Warden a little bit earlier, and he said, you know, it was kind of a last-minute thing with Automatic picking up because Rush ended up leaving the team, but he's very, very happy with the way it's working out. Automatic's been on for just, I think, a couple of weeks, only playing a few online games.
Yeah, in fact, this particular 5 from Tempo Storm has actually only played one official match so far. It was an RGN event where they played a best-of-3 against CLG and lost the series 1-2, but played some pretty good games there. And
well, they should have won it.
Yeah, I mean, they had like a really close Cobble match where they lost like 13-16. I think they actually had a win on Cash against CLG. I know they had a map win against them in that series. So they're a big question mark. Let's be real here. They've only played one best-of-3 together online as a 5.
Right.
Not to mention that many of these players have hardly ever seen any type of LAN pay, period, in their CSGO careers. Obviously, we all know Shazam had his stint with Cloud9 before that denial. Obviously, we know that Roka traveled a little bit with Elevate. Automatic had his time playing against some international teams with Nihilum, but when it comes to Rix, I actually have never seen him play a CSGO LAN, period. I think maybe he's been to like some local stuff in the U.S., but he's never played against any type of substantial team on LAN.
He's represented pretty well online so far. I mean, if you look at his HLTV rating, it's the highest of the team. He also leads his team in KPR on HLTV career highs. So, I mean, he's certainly a force to be reckoned with, and this being his first big LAN with Tempo Storm, he could pull it out and dominate tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about Rix, when you watch him play online for Tempo Storm and for some other teams he's played in the past on NA, he's known as being that really aggressive, in-your-face rifler. Sometimes that catches up with him maybe being a bit too over-aggressive, overextending a bit too much, maybe re-peaking a bit too much. But he's very decisive, very aggressive, has good aim, has some good raw fragging ability. He's a solid aggressive rifler, basically, when he's on his form. And I'm just curious to see if you can keep that same style. So many times I see players when they come to like their first lands and they're used to playing this aggressive play style, they get a bit nervous or they feel the need to kind of change and adapt to the environment, and so they'll play much more passive or like kind of as almost like they play out of their element. And I'm curious what happens to him.
It's almost like a stage fright sort of effect, right? You get on there, and especially if they make it on the main stage, they're going to be up there in front of a huge crowd of people cheering them on, watching, and it's kind of hard to focus in on your specific game. So this is a real challenge for Tempo Storm, but they're definitely a question mark tonight.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, curious to see how Rick's transitions to length. I've never really seen him play one. Stanislaw going to be their in-game leader. You know, now he had some experience doing that with mobility gaming back in the day during the ESWC era back in 2014 when he was trying to qualify that team. So I know he's done it before. He's a very smart, patient player, good player. And then obviously the two big names, I think, or the three big names we really need to talk about are the ones that do have the more experience. And that's going to be Shazam, Roka, and of course Automatic. So I think those are the three we really need to focus on here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Shazam, Star Opera coming from Cloud9 after they went through several massive roster changes. Of course, everybody knows Cloud9's been kind of dominating the North American scene and asserting themselves in the global scene as well. Shazam's come over here, and I got to tell you, I mean, he's kind of growing as a player. He's doing a little bit of good work now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Shazam when he was on Cloud9 is that he was a pretty solid aimer. He even had some pretty big games for them. I remember like a game against Hellraisers he had on Nuke, you know, where he had like this crazy good game. I even saw him play like really well against NIP on some of those games. So, I mean, he had some moments where he actually looked quite sharp, but obviously he had his moments where he had some issues with his decision making. It seemed as though he wasn't quite mentally up to speed with everyone else on the Cloud9 roster. But that comes with experience, of course, too.
You can't just focus on raw aim alone. You know, you have to make some of these decisions and make it happen. One thing I love about the way he plays is I've never seen anybody sit as close to the monitor as Shazam. I mean, earlier we actually had the camera set up to look at the whole team, and we had to move it because he sits so close, zeroed in, laser focus on that crosshair.
Right. I mean, I think that he can be a guy that has really good aim. His aim is definitely up there with some of the top ops in North America, and so we just have to see how he can actually come into the team strategically, some of the decision-making he makes in clutch situations. Those are some of the things that he needed to brush up on, so we'll have to look for that. Now, let's talk about Automatic a little bit.
Brand new.
He's a young guy, 18, 19 years old. I remember him, he actually first got his start in Counter-Strike playing professional Source at like 14 years old.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, crazy. So really young guy. We saw him play for Nylum. He played at an ESCA lane with them as well as a CEVO event. He looked quite good in both those events. He was like their best player on that team by far, actually. Known to be a very aggressive rifler. He was like an entry fragger for that team, but from my understanding, he's going to be in a bit more of a passive role on this team since, you know, Rix is kind of the more aggressive guy on this team.
I was talking to Warden a little bit before, asking, you know, hey, what's the deal with Automatic? How's it working out? He was, like I said, a little bit of a last-minute addition here. He's very happy with him, and he said they don't really believe in like defined roles. They're not structuring their team really tight, as is the trend these days. Instead, everybody's kind of loose, doing whatever they need to do, but Automatic's going to be focusing more on that lurk role, which does kind of take him out of his element, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, here's the thing. Like, even if you're a lurk on your one side of the map, if an opportunity strikes, that's the side of the map you're going to hit, you wind up being the guy engaging that. It's kind of the way Nothing works on Cloud9. He plays a lurker role, but if that's the side of the map that you're going to engage, and Nothing isn't going to wait for Freakazoid to swing all the way over and engage the site. So that's definitely, you can maybe see Automatic and play some sides of the map by himself, but obviously if they want to transition to that site, he's going to be first in line anyway, so he can still do some type of entering, even if like Roka and Rix are going to be more of the main, I guess, entry force on the team, aside of, you know, Shazam's op, which is obviously going to be used to work picks. And from talking to Warden, this team's going to be very aggressive, very in your face. They're not very slow paced or methodical or very strategic. They haven't even had time to implement that type of stuff, so it's going to be much more, you know, just running out in sights and trying to, you know, hit it and hit it decisively. And that's when people like Rix, Roka, and Automatic combine together with Shazam's op. Yeah, they just have to hit the shots. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, I mean, speaking about hitting shots, you mentioned Roka. He's also one of the newest members of the team coming from Elevated, and saw that sort of chaos going on. Mostly we've seen him play kind of an entry frag sort of role, but as Warden said, they like to play loose, do do whatever it takes to get the job done based on your current position. It seems like it's a very North American kind of mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Roka, like, even with Elevate, he even kind of lurked a little bit in his own right. Like, for example, he would play all these solo positions, like Squeaky Dollar and Cash was very known for that, playing upper B on Mirage. So he would play kind of these solo areas, but he would do so aggressively. Like, some lurkers just kind of sit, hold position, slowly work their way out. He would really kind of try to, you know, pry into sites, you know, cause rotations, cause disturbances for the rest of his team. So you could still see him doing some of that, like being annoying, like really like holding people in place, you know, holding rotations for fakes or just what have you. So definitely a good aimer, definitely a guy that a lot of people in North America feel is one of the stronger aimers in the scene. He has that reputation for having that accuracy with the rifle. So let's see if Unamatic and Roka and Ritz can actually play how they play online and have that.
No surprise.
None. I mean, this is their most banned map. They've only played it 5 times this year on LAN. 3 losses, 2 wins. Those wins came against Mouse Sports and Cloud9. They had some close losses to Fnatic and such. So it's not a terrible map for them, but it's one of their most popular bans and one of their least played maps on the year. And you're going up against the NA team who typically favor playing that Puggy Dust 2 type of style. So it's definitely understandable. And I think we've actually completed all of it now, so we should bring it up here in just a second.
Wow.
Tempo Storm's ban was actually overpassed, which is you know, a pretty solid map over here for Virtus.Pro. It's a map that I've seen them do quite well on. You know, they've played it 10 times this year. They have 5 wins, great wins very recently, in fact, against teams like TSM and NIP. However, they've had some losses, but the losses they have come from some of the best overpass teams in the world, like Na'Vi, for instance. So understandable ban there from Tempo Storm.
Let's talk about the picks real fast. Virtus.Pro going ahead and picking Train. You talked about this a little bit in the pregame show, how it could prove some serious trouble for Tempo Storm. What are they thinking not banning this map?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, there's so many bullets to dodge from Virtus.Pro. Train obviously probably would have been my ban. over a map like Overpass.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, say they ban Train, then Overpass would have gotten picked, or maybe even like Mirage or something, and it still wouldn't have been a favorite map for them. However, what we did see was a cash pick from Tempo Storm. Now, I haven't really been able to see them. Like, I think they've only played one official catch match, period, since they've been a 5, and that was against CLG and RGM,
which they won 16-8.
True, and I have been hearing inklings from some of the other teams that Tempo Storm practices against, that Cash has been a map they've really been prepping hard and feel really comfortable with. But that's, Virtus.Pro's home map. And here's the deal. Like, yeah, they lost to King 0-16. Yeah, they got beat by Mousesports 16-5 at Summer, Gfinity Summer 1. But that's still their bread and butter map. And you can't really confidently bet against them in that situation.
Yeah. I'm taking a look at the stats for Cash on Tempo Storm here. Let me scroll down and find it. They've picked a total of 5 times in the online league play. It's actually their strongest map. They've won 75% of all the games they played on it. That's 6 wins and 2 losses. So clearly, I mean, if they're going to take a map, it's going to happen on Cash.
Right. I mean, this is definitely a situation where the team's just playing to their own personal strengths rather than thinking about, anti-stratting or trying to avoid, VP. They're trying to play their own game. They're trying to go what they're comfortable and confident with. But unfortunately for them, it just happens to sync up with what VP is quite
it's an uphill struggle, isn't it?
It's going to be tough here. So Train's your first map. Cash is going to be your second map. And if we need a third map, it is going to be Cobblestone. But I don't think we're going to get there.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
we're
so.
going to get there.
Suppose we do. Let's pretend. Let's suppose that Tempo Storm takes the win on Cash, hypothetically.
Okay.
Where do we stand on this? I mean, clearly, Virtus.Pro's done pretty good on Cobble, right? They're 50%. They've picked it 4 times within our league alone. Tempo Storm, they're not too shabby either.
I mean, I think that with Cobblestone, Virtus.Pro hasn't beat a major team, like a top team on this map, since like Copenhagen Games 2015 when they beat TSM. Their only wins, in fact, are on Cobblestone are like wins over North American teams at like some of these different Face It and Gfinity events, as well as so they beat like Elevate once, they beat Luminosity once on it, like one of Luminosity's old rosters.
Right.
So they haven't been known to be that good of a Cobblestone team. In fact, I think it's their lowest win rate map out of the pool of 7. But still, they've shown some good play on it.
It's the plow, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have some innovative stuff on the A side of the map on T side, like I've already explained.
The wall of smokes.
So they have some really cool stuff. And, I mean, here's the thing. We're taking a shot in the dark here. I don't know anything about Tempo Storm's game on
Nobody does.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I still feel confident with it being Train and Cash. Those are VP's 2 best maps, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I would have to take them 2-0 here.
Well, I'll tell you, looking at the numbers alone, we see the efficacy, KDR, plus minus, all the numbers clearly stacking in favor of Team Virtus.Pro, which actually says quite a lot about this team because their road here has been that much more challenging playing against the top European teams.
Absolutely.
Tempo Storm, I think their biggest competition, anybody would have to agree, has been against Team Cloud9, also Liquid. Solid teams in their own right, but it's not the same intense roster of teams that VP's been going up against.
Absolutely. And like I said, I just think that Train's going to be a rough ride here for Tempo Storm. Like I said, maybe they have something crazy planned on Train, but just knowing, how VP plays Train, because that's going to be the first map. Like I said, the only time they've ever lost this map was in overtime to Mousesports at the Gfinity Summer event, but they have wins over, Envy, Navi, Cloud9, and all these other recent events they've played in. They look super sharp on it, and you have to feel really confident that VP should have that pick no problem.
Yeah.
And then whenever you go over, like I said, to Cash, that's been a map that's historically been so powerful for Virtus.Pro. Despite the recent struggles against Mousesports and Kingwin, it's been a big map for them.
It does cater to an aggressive team, right? It's kind of opened up. You can get out there, get those really fast picks, and that's what Virtus.Pro is just so good at. I mean, they just walk out and shoot everybody, and, it could happen. Looks like the teams are starting to roll into the server right now. We're about to go live shortly. First map is Train. If you guys are just joining us, this is MLG Pro Series. We're here live at the MLG Arena, Columbus, Ohio Dust. First team, or the first matchup, is going to be Virtus.Pro versus Tempo Storm, EU talent going straight up against North America.
Yep, and like I said, we're going to get our first look at Tempo Storm as a 5. Really, period. Like I said, they've had like one best of 3 online, but no LAN play definitely. So this is only the 4th map they will have played together in official map settings or match settings. So that'll be really neat to kind of lift that question mark off of Tempo Storm and understand a bit about, can these guys perform?
It's a trial by fire. I mean, it really is. I mean, you place these guys up against one of the top teams. I think as far as the entire tournament, the entire series is concerned, we're looking at most likely what Cloud9, Virtus.Pro, and Navi bidding for the very top. So it's just very rough for Tempo Storm to go up against these players. In fact, I don't think they've ever played a European team in online play either.
Right. I mean, the only people who have really played against European teams on this Tempo Storm team would be like Automatic did it with Nylum. Had some impressive performances actually against teams like Virtus.Pro. You know, whenever he played that season 18 ESC LAN, I believe it was. They wound up losing the series, but he showed some good play there. Obviously, he also showed some really good play against some of the North American counterparts at that particular event where they eliminated Cloud9, and he played really well in that series, as well as our last CEVO LAN where he was playing with Nylum, and they were playing like against CLG, and while they were losing those series, he was putting up quite good numbers. So, I mean, he's, you know, shown some stuff on LAN for us. I know Roka's had some small experience playing against European teams with Elevate when he went to one of the first, like I think it was like the Face It event in Milan. Whenever he was there. And then obviously Shazam has had his experience playing against them whenever he played with Cloud9. But it's just one of those things where for Rix especially, and then even Stanislaw, I mean, these guys don't have much LAN experience, period, much less against this level of competition.
Yeah, well, it's not so much the LAN, it's the level of competition, like you said. I mean, we are clearly stepping it up. Even if Tempo Storm, well, I mean, you know, they did very well. Let me say that throughout the whole season. They were at number 3 for a long time on CEVO until Liquid started catching up on their games and finally knocked them out of that number 3 spot within CEVO. They've done well, but to compare them to a team like Virtus.Pro is like apples and oranges because we just haven't seen the same level of competition going on within North America. We haven't even had a real contender until the new Cloud9 stepped it up.
Right. I mean, like, obviously, Cloud9's been leading the way for NA right now in international LAN play. We're waiting to see if some of these other teams can step up. Liquid's going to be at this event. That's kind of been the second best NA team. CLG's been a team that have at least been able to score some map wins against top, you know, international teams, but they're a man short with Finesse not being here and having to use Sanksington. So, yeah, this is an opportunity for NA to try to make some more noise. Can Cloud9 win their first title? Can you know CLG get us a best of 3 win against a European team? What can Liquid do? They're going up against Mouse Sports right after this on this stream.
That's gonna be a pretty good game to watch. Actually, that's another question mark for us.
Absolutely. But you know, we're going to be live here soon with this first map here between Virtus.Pro and at Tempo Storm. We're going to, like I said, train first, cash second. If we need it, we're going to be Cobblestone. But like I said, I'm predicting the 2-0 here.
Yeah, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's probably going to be a 2-0, but it's, you know, it's a wild card sort of thing. I always root for these underdogs. I love to see really big plays. I think maybe if it was the previous event, Tempo Storm might have had a little bit more opportunity from an overconfident Virtus.Pro, but after being knocked down by Kingdom, especially getting 0-16 like that, they, like I said, they're humble. Yeah, they're really focusing one thing at a time. We're not we're not taking it as though we're necessarily better than anyone. Anybody could beat us. We have to stay disciplined and do our job.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what we might see this map. I kind of want to do that here. It's going to be, you know, Virtus.Pro starting out on the T side, Tempo Storm on the CT side. Don't really know anything about Tempo Storm's train. I've never seen them play it, so we're going to all learn this together, basically. Yeah. Like, I mean, I pride myself on being pretty well researched, but there was just nothing for me to even do for this Tempo Storm team, especially on this map that they haven't played yet officially. But when you look over at Virtus.Pro starting on the T side of this map, this is a team, like I said, they're known for being really, really fast-paced, really aggressive. Yeah. So they're going to be doing these
Train caters to that now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be doing these fast outer explosions. They're going to be using snacks to lead in, try to get those picks into the outer yard. They had that little smoke wall they like to do, you know, on the bomb train, that wall of 3 smokes, and just kind of, you know, send snacks out there with the rest of the team and just try to swarm that outer bomb site. And then once they establish this outer control, then they'll start, you know, laying into the inner bomb site. They'll throw snacks outer by himself to fake like it's going to be a huge outer hit again, and they'll slip into inner. They're also one of the teams I've seen that, because this is pretty rare to see, that will at times kind of go inner, sidewalk with the line of smokes all the way to Z, and then go outer that way. So they have some really cool stuff like that. But this is going to be a learning process for all of us here, especially when it comes to Tempo Storm, and we're about to get live with the pistol round.
Yeah, I see the good luck, have fun's going on, and match start. The game is afoot. Dust, let's talk about the positioning. Looks like it might just be a massive beat push.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing here so far. Inner halls, Virtus.Pro is going to be gathering up over there, including that bomb carrier. There's going to be 1 player ladder. All the other 4 players, though, are going to be getting ready to hit that inner. So let's take a look at this explosion on the lower ramp. Bialy already catching 1 flanker and automatic.
All right, well, there's a couple of shots going on right here. Snacks behind smoke takes a few shots, but Pasha is the man we're looking at, sneaking around the backside as the bomb gets planted. He's going to be playing a sort of a lurk position through Z connector. A couple of shots going down, and it's up to Snacks all alone to defend the bomb. No! It's a knife kill. Compliments of Rix.
Yeah, now this actually leaves Neo all by himself. The bomb is down. He does have a Molotov to try to put on the bomb to prevent that defuse, and so that's going to help out a little bit here. But Rix and Shazam, can they make it happen? Shazam going to try to go up the ladder and challenge, but Neo's going to get that kill, and now it's going to be all to Rix. He's stuck because of that fire off, and now he has low HP on top of things, and Neo will close it out. That wasn't the confident pistol round win they probably wanted. They had to win a 1v2 there.
Right. Yeah, I really didn't expect that sort of thing to happen right there. I mean, Tempo Storm so close to getting the pistol round, and of course that is absolutely huge when the economics matter. You win that first pistol round, you're going to probably win the next couple. Looking at this buy, Dust, tell me, what's Tempo Storm thinking?
I mean, you see a lot of teams on second round CT side when they lose first get these upgraded pistols and armor, and scouts are pretty common as well. But to see, this FAMAS come out from Rix, that's definitely a bit different here. Not quite expected. And unfortunately for Shazam, he's already out with the scouts. So Automatic will try to recycle it here. We are going to see Stanislav soloing into B, Automatic Z, Rix still outer yard. But I mean, VP swarming out here. Already have a lot of control in this yard.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3v4 situation. The man advantage does belong to Virtus.Pro as they start working their way into the yard. This is Taz working towards Z connector. His teammate covers him, doesn't even have to take a shot, and the bomb, compliments of Neo, is going to go down here. Now, Stanislaw and Rix at the backside on the retake. Let's take a look at what Rix is doing. Walks out, FAMAS doesn't pay off for him. He's going to go down, and then straight from above, Snacks with the kill, 2-0. But again, losing more players than I might have expected on a second round there.
Yeah, I mean, at least some damage is being done to somewhat limit Virtus.Pro's economy from spiraling out of control quickly, but it's still already some pretty high money there on Bialy, who's been pretty conservative. Snacks and Neo also starting to bank up some cash with Taz there. It's really only Pasha who's low on the cash, and Tempo Storm pretty much just take a full save here. They'll get some P250s out, but in order to make sure they can get a full buy in the next round, they're going to need to take a pretty heavy save here.
Look at the stack.
Yeah.
CT.
You got to gamble on situations like this, and so they will actually get very aggressive on Ivy. I want to see if Roka and Rix can kind of play a baiting game here to maybe get something going.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Rix and Shazam actually able to get a couple of kills, as you said, but it's still Virtus.Pro eventually cleaning this up here and getting that 3-0 start.
That's so fast, Dust. I mean, they stack the ace site, and without guns, without really any armor to speak of, quickly goes in favor of Virtus.Pro. But this is finally going to be the first buy round. It's Tempo Storm's chance to get on the board, buying out what they can. M4s, no ops in hand on the part of the CTs, just out of money. What are we going to see?
Yeah, I'm not really sure here. I mean, this is going to be our first buy round coming out, so we're going to see kind of for the first time what Tempo Storm has to offer here on the CT side.
Well,
and,
Neo working his way forward. Got the knife. Roka watching Ivy. No one's there. Bomb's moving its way towards the left. Shut down.
Yeah.
Just looks like we got a menu going on.
Yeah, it looks like we have some serious audio issues here.
Yeah.
That's rather unfortunate.
Well, I've got the mini-map pulled up on mine. We'll just go straight off of that. We're covering it like a game of chess. Looks like Pasha with the bomb. This is really bad. We're missing something incredible here. Bialy and Pasha, last 2 men standing for Team Virtus.Pro. We're in a 4 versus 2 situation, and Pasha looks like he just might be walking right into the trap. You see Roka here watching the corner. Not meant to be. We get Shazam doing a 2K double headshots.
And we got sound.
Sound and a point. This is so much easier now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was literally lost a lot of the time. But granted, we did finally get it fixed. We do apologize for that, folks. But tried our best to bear through it, and now we're there. And that was one of those fast outer hits from Virtus.Pro. But Snacks actually got caught pretty early, and no one else was really able to really respond either. So Temple Storm, pretty clean win there on that their first CT buy round. As Roka going to start getting a little bit here. Once again, you have kind of just a default spread for Virtus.Pro at this point. You know, Taz and Neo towards the inner halls. Taz with the bomb. Snacks T connector already taken out by Automatic.
This is big.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is big. You're going to see Taz working his way up towards Stanislaw, who's blocked off by the smoke at B site. Taz changes his mind, though, and he's coming in towards A all alone. But you do see Automatic at the backside dealing with Pasha and Ivy. He's going to get smoked off and back up. The question is, what's going to happen with Rix and Shazam? Watching A site. They don't know what's happening. They're going to start backing up as Automatic pushes forward in the smoke, sprays uncontrollable. He should have died right there, but picks up that kill.
Yeah, he does, and now we have ourselves a 4 versus 3 situation here. We're seeing VP trying to recover. Bialy still trying to challenge over here at Ivy, but Shazam has taken out Neo, and so now it's just Taz and Bialy trying to bring this bomb into the outer yard still.
Taz gave his position.
He did, and it's going to be up to Rick to try to hold this off. While Automatic does actually hold off Ivy. Bialy is caught. Now it's all on Taz, but he's making it happen so far.
It's a 2K. Can he pick up another? No, Shazam walks out. I mean, you're all alone. You don't have any teammates. How much can you do when you're in this wide open bomb site? You're having a hard time getting into a position to plant the bomb, and everybody knows where you are. I'll tell you what, though, Tempo Storm's representing.
Yeah, I mean, they're on the CT side of train here. I mean, it does have a CT side bias, though we have seen teams, especially like Virtus.Pro, be able to put up good numbers on the T side. So far, Tempo Storm putting some limits to that. And in fact, they've already forced VP to take a save here, so they have a great opportunity to tie up this game at 3-all. Virtus.Pro, like I said, on the save, P250s across the board, and it looks like they might just try to lay into the inner bomb site where Stanislaw has been playing solo, but Shazam will meet up with him this time around to help out.
Yeah, that's a Pro 90 right there. And I think Neo's thinking about pushing through this smoke. Look at Stanislaw, sneaks around the corner, fires through the smoke, does some damage, gets 1, 2, drops the bomb, gets the information, and then drops a molly over there. That is absolutely huge for Stanislaw. You can see it's a 3 versus 5, and Virtus.Pro doing what they can. Hey, they don't have guns, so...
Yeah, I mean, they snuck in there. They did grab the bomb back, actually, on Snacks. But he's still trying to press through the smoke wall, and Shazam has his back turned. He'll run into somebody.
He knows
doesn't realize it. Still doesn't realize Snacks is next to him, but he's still getting a couple of kills here and there. Roka and Rix will help out. That was really awkward. I don't know. That was awkward as all get out, but it does wind up still turning into a 3-3 score here. All tied up, but Virtus.Pro can buy back up again. And let's see, you know, what they want to look to do here.
Well, you see that 3 rounds in favor of Virtus.Pro, and then on the first gun round, Tempo Storm turns the tide and picks up 3 rounds. Now it's reset time for Virtus.Pro, buying up, rushing out. Let's talk about these positions. Looks like a standard stack, right? 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Virtus.Pro really known for their fast outer hits this time around, though they have Taz and Neo. So this is more of their default. You know, Snacks towards T-connector, other 2 inner halls, Pasha, Bialy playing towards Ivy, but playing really passive. And look at Automatic and Roka getting really aggressive at Ivy on the CT side. They don't spot anything, they fall back. But in the meantime, Shazam actually has been taken out already, thanks to the actions of Taz over there inside the inner halls.
Just a quick peek. Just a quick peek sort of situation right there. You see, Virtus.Pro not playing super aggressive. They're hanging back. This is very Navi of them. 3 setting up probably for some smokes outside of A, and setting up for maybe an A take.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's that 3 wall of smokes on the A bomb side I was talking about, though. It looked like one actually did kind of miss a little bit there. It's very typical outer type of stuff, but so far the CT side really holding this down. Yeah, Roka playing that old hell position, doing well when we have Automatic playing actually inside heaven. It does get planted in the smoke, but they still have a lot of numbers up for Tempo Storm to try to retake this 3v3.
But Automatic's position, that's so powerful, and just as soon as I say that, he's taken out very, very quickly, putting us into a what in the world? 2 kills, thanks to Stanislaw and Roka. Taking them all out, plenty of time to defuse that bomb, and we have another point on the board for Tempo Storm Dust. This is not supposed to happen.
Well, I mean, like I said, it is CT side train after all, and it is good that Tempo Storm has actually a lead. They're putting up rounds. This means that they're actually confident and they're playing on form. Pretty tight frag distribution as well there over on the CT side. I mean, I guess only Stanislaw is really behind, but not even really that much. You see Shazam, Rix, Roka all over there in pretty decent numbers, and they've just been able to close out some close rounds. Some of these 3v3 situations, they're actually coming out on the better end of the deal. And Virtus.Pro's economy is tied again. Snacks limited to just a MAC-10 here. Once again, VP is setting up inside of their more default positions, just kind of waiting for the aggression. Because Tempo Storm, they've been very aggressive on the CT side, especially at Ivy.
Have. Well, I think it really suits them because they're taking Virtus.Pro by surprise. Even that last round where Shazam went down instantly, I thought it was pretty much all over for Tempo Storm. But, you know, clearly they're picking up the points. And
we have a double op setup here for Tempo Storm. Automatic taking his op in the outer yard. Shazam has his in Z, focused on inner for the time being. So they're starting to build up a strong enough economy to be able to make plays like this. And double op, very effective on a map like this with those long lanes.
Especially on B site. I mean, that op is just so hard to see. There's so many angles on this map. Here come the smokes. Make it rain. Flames and grenades. Tempo Storm getting stormed by Virtus.Pro. Stanislaw is able to take one before Snacks goes ahead and finds it, but here's Shazam with that op. The boom. Scaring these guys off. No, not going to happen. Shazam rotates out. Bomb walks in. Looks like Taz should be able to get the plant, and now it's a 4v3 retake.
Yeah, indeed it is, and so we are going to see 4 members of Tempo Storm try to retake into this inner bomb site. Taz on the back of the train. Pasha over here towards the Pop Dog. Pasha will deal the first blood there to make it a 3v3 on this retake, and the exchange is favoring Virtus.Pro all the way down until Automatic left alone with this op, and this is so tough to retake with in these close quarter situations.
Yeah, it's a 1 versus 2. Automatic walks around, doesn't even see the player coming from upper, and gets knocked out very quickly. This is the turnaround for Virtus.Pro. How's the money looking, Dust?
It's still looking, I guess, okay for Tempo Storm, except for Automatic. Like I said, he went pretty heavy getting that second op for his team, and so because of that, everyone's actually just going to take upgraded pistols. So Virtus.Pro is going to be able to have an advantage here. But honestly, both teams' economies are quite fragile. I mean, whoever loses this round probably looking, well, Tempo Storm probably could put together Sniper buy, but VP,
not VP.
If they somehow get eco'd here, they could definitely run into some trouble.
Well, by the numbers, VP has the advantage with the guns. You see Neo rocking the op for VP today as they set up for just an old-fashioned B hit. The first one, Stanislaw all alone, gets shut down. Smoke's blocking it off, and the bomb is going to quickly go down. Compliments of your man, your newlywed, Taz. Retake time.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 players left here. There's not much to say, so they're going to try to go for some exits, try to get some guns down here. Automatic and Shazam just kind of holding towards the back. And VP should be able to close out this round, make the score 5-4.
Yeah.
But we will, like I said, see Tempo's going to be able to put some type of vibe together next round. It's just important VP don't lose a lot of guns here, force any type of rebuys in case Tempo Storm does win the next round after instantly saving. And that you see they retained 4 guns, so this is quite good to help patch their economy back up.
Automatic and Shazam just trying to play for picks over there. Shazam, there's nothing he could have done. He's down to 1 health over there. A lucky shot maybe goes down, and so does the other one. So scoreline 4-5. It's still looking incredibly close. A lot closer so far than I would have ever expected.
Yeah, I mean, Tempo Storm's making some things happen. I mean, it's just Virtus.Pro lately has been able to kind of expose that inner. I mean, obviously, many teams kind of just play a solo inner. That's been Stanislaw. I mean, Shazam's been helping out with that op and Z connector, but VP's been able to take those aggressive pushes with Snacks leading and being able to get inside that inner sight lately and do some damage, but now they're going back to their outer split. Neo does, in fact, have the op. They move this op a lot on the T side. Sometimes it's Pasha, sometimes it's Snacks, sometimes it's Neo. This time it's Neo, and they're already getting some opening damage here. Stanislaw tried to get a little bit aggressive inner. He did take half damage. This means Shazam has fully dedicated himself to inner to help him out.
But it's a fake. You know, initially I saw them going towards A, work their way up towards B, and now we've got 3 players running away, but Roka on the backside. I don't think you caught that on camera, but he ends up taking a kill, sneaky-like, all the way at spawn. Automatic exchanging a little bit of shots before he gets opt on down, and the advantage is clearly in favor of Tempo Storm. 3v2 on a clutch play for Neo. That's an off kill.
Yeah, that was nice done. He makes it back into a 2v2. Roka had a big play there on the flank. Ivy, though, as you said, catching VP falling back off their own fake at inner, which they had pulled the rotate, but then Roka sweeps in to catch the fallback. And so now he's made it a close 2v2 situation here. The bomb does go down. We have Stanislaw and Rix left. Rix and Z. Stanislaw pressing out the lane here, and let's see if Tempo Storm can tie this up.
Well, you see Stanislaw sees one player, gets the better of him. That's a shot. And on the far right, doesn't see it. That's Pasha taking the first headshot. 1v1. Clutch time for Pasha. He's got to play the timer. Rick needs to do something quickly. Walks around the corner, takes him out. It's going to be really close. No kit. 10 seconds. Sticks it.
He has it.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it. That's another point. 5-5. Tied score.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tight score. Unfortunately, VP, though, like I said, they retained 4 guns on that last eco round, so they didn't have to do a lot of rebuying, so their economy's still going to be okay, and they still are going to be able to put up a buy here. However, another win here from Tempo Storm would actually finally force VP into saving territory, so it could be 7-5 Tempo Storm. However, Tempo Storm also has at risk their money being reset. Their money's tight. They're having to force FAMASes, so, I mean, whoever wins this round, it's worth 2, basically. It's 7-5 either way at this point, and Tempo Storm definitely wants to be, you know, on the better side of that deal, obviously.
Clearly, Warden's team has been learning from the master, taking this many rounds off the Virtus.Pro so far.
Yeah, the smoke wall, though, comes out here from VP. Here comes those fast outer hits I was talking about. Pasha already into hell, getting a pick there, but good response from Rix and Stanislaw. Yeah, they're doing great shutting this down.
Yeah, here's Snacks and Bialy all alone. They're in the A site. There's 3 people already there. Snacks working. The AK-47 finds the side.